Hello everybody out there watching on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel as we are getting set for the final event of Daytona Speedweek. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, as well as the NNSCRA Domino's NXT Series, here to welcome you to the Daytona 500 here at Daytona International Speedway. This is our first official points race of Season 4, and we are really excited to be back after a really solid opening race for the Domino's NXT series earlier today, but we are back for the big leagues, the Marvel Studios Cup Series. So after everything we have had this week, Budweiser Shootout, qualifying, Gatorade Duels, final practice this morning being the Domino's NXT series, and now the Daytona 500 as we're getting set to kick off season number 4. But let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting in the last row, Dylan Young and Benjamin Miles. Originally, Dylan Young was going to start second in the Daytona 500, but because he got wrecked during Gatorade Duel number 2 and had to put his car over the wall, he ended up having to surrender that starting spot to start in the back. But in the top 10, Jake Baskinger, who got the pole through qualifying, keeps the pole after he won Gatorade Duel number 1. Starting next to him is Gatorade Duel number 2 winner Joshua Collard. Row 2 is rookie Cody Lamas and last season's Daytona 500 winner Joshua Sekuli. Row 3 is both of the NOS Energy racing cars, rookie Alex Gray and Zach Flickinger. Row 4, rookie Charles Belding and Ashland Boyd, and then row 5, William Brock and rookie Joshua Michaels. With that said, let's get the command to fire engines for the first official points race of Season 4, the Daytona 500.
Driver, start your engines!
All 42 cars starting in the race are going out for their one pace lap. As far as what we expect to see in this race that we have seen throughout the week and also earlier in the afternoon in the Domino's NXT series, is that whenever wrecks occur, they tend to occur mostly in turns 3 and 4, because whenever they get 3 wide, for some reason the middle lane likes to pinch the low lane down quite a good bit. And for the most part, we don't have problems, but when they do, oh, the big one can really strike in a heap. But we shall see how it all turns out here today. And if the Domino's NXT series was anything to go by, we could be in for quite an interesting Daytona 500. But yes, Jake Baskinger, who earned the pole through qualifying back on Tuesday and also won Gatorade Duel number 1 to earn his place on the front row. And like I said, Dylan Young was originally going to start second, but because he crashed out of Gatorade Duel number 2, he had to surrender that spot, and Gatorade Duel 2 winner Joshua Collard is going to take his spot. Pace car into pit road, and for the first official points race, it is time to boogity 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 go racing. Jake Baskinger leads the first lap of the Daytona 500 from the pole. As we go to helicopter view to look at the high above view of how the racing's going, right behind him, rookie Cody Lamas. Cody Lamas, who is a legend in the community, but he is a rookie in this series. This is his first official start, and now he's about to make a charge for the lead, as here he comes underneath the 18 of Baskinger for that spot. Meanwhile, a couple of good friends who are no longer teammates are coming in hot. Anthony McCrory for Kyotech Racing, and right behind him from his own team of Backmarker Motorsports in close affiliation with Furniture Row Racing, Seth Cole. And now Seth Cole is going to split him and try and make it 3 wide for second, and that helps for Cody Lamas to clear everyone to keep the top spot, as he did lead that lap. But yes, 40 lap event here. It's a long race. Plenty of time for drivers to make something work. Right now, a straggler right now, Matt McIntyre, the defending champion of the series, has slipped to the back a little bit, but he's still within reach. Dylan Jacobs and rookie Cody Smart kind of hanging out back, and it looked like I thought they were 4 wide for a second up here at the front, but no. And here comes Rafael LeDuc in the number 77. Rafael LeDuc in that WWE 2K18 5-hour energy Toyota for Furniture Row Racing. And look at that bottom lane go, and look at this 3 wide action. This is what I love to see here at Daytona, and whoa, big evasive maneuver right there by LeDuc. LeDuc, I think, might be trying to go for the lead, and he does have help from a couple cars, Emmanuel Hardnett, but here comes teammate Matt Haas in the 79. He's going to push his teammate LeDuc up to the front to try and help him get to the lead, and it looks like he will let him get there. And Matt Haas, ironically, is in the exact same car that won this race last season. Right now, he seems to be committed to trying to help Rafael LeDuc keep the lead, at least for the time being. As meanwhile, the 22 of Chris Dollarton, he's up here now into the mix next to Emmanuel Hartnett, and now about to split it into a 3-wide fight for the 3rd spot is Paul Minnick, who was a championship contender last season. Came close to winning the championship, but he is back in the number 9, so hopefully his momentum from Season 3 can continue here in Season 4. LeDuc keeps the lead, and yes, it does look like that Matt McIntyre has officially lost the pack, which is unfortunate. So the 32 is banking on a quick caution to get back up here with everybody. Looks like teammates are going to fight it out. LeDuc gets left hanging by Matt Haas, but Paul Minnick's going to make it 3 wide for the lead. And look who's up here now right behind the 9, Trent Dunham. Trent Dunham has a long, aggravated history. And oh, nearly a wreck, but they keep it together. What a save by both Chris Dollarton and Dylan Jacobs. Great job by those guys. But as I was saying with Trent Dunham has a long and storied history here at this racetrack. He's only won here back in the old Snickers Cup Series over on the NNSCRA channel to break his curse there, but to my knowledge, I don't believe he has won here at all on this channel, whether it was in the Walmart Cup Series or currently in the Marvel Studios Cup Series. But Trent Dunham looking to get some redemption after a rather mediocre Season 3. But up here at the front, Pichu London now to the point, and right behind him in a brand new car, the 09 of Phil Parker. The 09 no longer with Retro Racing Enterprises. That car is now a part of Richard Petty Motorsports. And right now, Phil Parker seems to be committed to sticking with the 21 of Pichu London. Now he might try and get to the lead now, But look at Cody Smart. Cody Smart earlier, and Dylan Jacobs I see in the middle there. Both of those guys were in the very back about 4 laps ago. And now they're up here towards the front of the field. Cody Smart, who has help from his teammate, Brandon Gonzalez. Both guys are rookies this season. Both made it into this race. And now they're both up here in the top 5. But look who's right there in that 82, last season's 500 winner, Joshua Sekuli. He's won to go 2 in a row in the Daytona 500, which has never been done before, to my knowledge, on this channel. Right now, Brandon Gonzalez has the top spot on track. As I'm looking around, and yes, Matt McIntyre is completely by himself. So yeah, he is hoping for a quick caution so he can get back up to the pack. Cody Lamas making a comeback up to the field, and also here comes Dorian Facepuncher, who started in the back, and he's got teammate Benjamin Miles right behind him, who also started dead last. And also look at that in the 70, that's James Qualls in a brand new Castrol GTX paint scheme. And right now he's up here and towards the front of the field. Little crossover move here by James McLeod, trying to go for a higher spot right now on the track, but he doesn't have quite the run to make a move for 3rd. Right now it's a battle for 5th. Ashland Boyd's got a run to the bottom underneath of Joshua Sekuli. Right behind him in the number 66 in a single car team of Sprite Racing is William Brock, and he's having a solid run going here after first quarter of the race completed. Still got less than 30 laps to go. Still a long ways from over. Going back to helicopter view to watch this action from above. And look at Sean Galligan, and Galligan going to go for a move on the bottom for the 5th position with help from, looks like, yes, it is Dylan Poteet. Gonzalez still leads, but here comes McLeod, who went for a crossover move, and now he is there to the bottom of the 23. Sean Galligan trying to work his way up through the field as well. He's battling for a top 3 spot, now perhaps 2nd place, as McLeod right now has the spot, but he doesn't have the 23 cleared yet. And whoa, Qualls! Oh, there goes Qualls and Facepuncher. Oh, Qualls. Oh, but he clips into the 12, I think that was who it was. Miles, and they come back up the track. Hard big one. Very hard big one indeed. Numerous cars involved. I knew that was going to happen once I saw the 70 and the 12 all the way down in the grass. Rafael LeDuc got caught up in it. Preston Plord with rear end damage. Alex Gray got involved. Tim Fiegel as well. Facepuncher, I think, got through. Hardnet I saw spin. But yeah, Benjamin Miles, he is in pit road. Dollarton was in it. Jonathan Zorling, Seth Cole. I think he was the first car that got clipped in all this. But man, that was actually a brutal big one. There was some hard hits given in that. But Sean Galligan now has the race lead. Let's go ahead and take you to the replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here in the Daytona 500. Well, here's a look at what happened. So it looks like right there, some contact between William Brock and James Qualls. Nearly turned the 70 right there, and the 70 ended up coming down into Dorian Facepuncher. However, no caution was called there, and that's because the 62 was spinning towards the apron. But Qualls ended up down into the grass right here. However, the 98 and the 12 were both below the yellow line, which is out of bounds. Let's see how this happens with both of those guys. I guess they were reacting a little bit and kind of trying to be cautious. But watch as the 70 of James Qualls is going to come back across the racetrack here. If I can get to him. There he is. He tries to get back on track, but he gets into the 12 of Benjamin Miles. And then Seth Cole did come up and get Joshua Collard, but that wasn't the problem. Watch this, as both the 70 and the 12 are through the grass. They got no control of their cars, but look at this. Man. Mayhem just occurred. But then again, a part of the wreck had already started with the 49 of Zach Flickinger after Seth Cole had come up the racetrack, and Flickinger came up into the 77 of Rafael LeDuc, and Dylan Thoreau ended up getting caught up as well. Yeah, so if I can get back to Qualls. So yeah, once Qualls and Miles come back up the racetrack, and watch Jake Baskinger take a hit right here. Brutal hit into the driver's side door, and then up in front of Dollarton, and then took a hard head-on collision into the outside wall. But man, you could see all the smoke that you could tell it was not easy to avoid this. Charles Sanford I saw get involved. Carson Gum I think got through. Let's try and see through helicopter camera. No, he ended up getting into Preston Plord and then up into the wall. So yeah, Carson did get involved. About a good 12 to 13 cars caught up in this, and a good portion of them I think are going to be done for today. Look at all them cars slide to the apron. And there's Dorian Facepuncher, who managed to save it. And then you see Matt McIntyre, so both of those guys caught a lucky break with this wreck happening, so they'll be back up to the main pack. But man, numerous cars ended up involved in this mess. But there you see it, Galligan led at the line, so let's go ahead and take you to the restart. Let's take you to the restart here in the Daytona 500 at Daytona. Well, after that first caution, we have 8 cars done for today, and they include Rafael LeDuc, Chris Dollarton, Jonathan Zorline, Seth Cole, James Qualls, Zach Flickinger, Jake Baskinger, and Benjamin Miles. So we're down to 34 cars on track, and some pit strategy happened. Pretty much, there were 2 different rounds of pit stops under caution. Pretty much all the cars that were left on track, except for one, pitted. The one car that stayed out was Sean Galligan, but he came in the pit road the next lap. So, interesting strategy going on there. We'll see if it plays out. But anyways, Brandon Gonzalez is back to the lead. Second is James McLeod. Third is Ashwin Boyd. Fourth, Trent Dunham. Fifth, Dylan Poteet. Sixth, Paul Minnick. Seventh, Dylan Jacobs. Eighth, Joshua Sekuli. Ninth, William Brock. 10th, Cody Smart. 11th is Phil Parker. 12th is DJ Curtis. 13th is Peachy London. 14th, James Richardson. 15th, Dylan Young. 16th, Johnny Gardner. 17th is Matt Haas. 18th, Cody Lamas. 19th, Anthony McCurry. 20th, Jessica Sheldon. 21st, Matt McIntyre. 22nd is Charles Belding. 23rd, Dorian Facepuncher. 24th, Zachary Fitzwater. 25th, Joshua Michaels. 26th, Joshua Collard. 27th, Carson Gum. 28th, Dylan Thoreau. 29th, Emmanuel Hartnett. 30th, Tim Fiegel. 31st is Preston Plord. 32nd, Alex Gray. 33rd is Charles Sanford. And then 34th is Sean Galligan. Pace car in the pit road. Back underway with 24 laps to go. Still a good distance to the finish. Already a big move about to be handed out for the lead. McLeod with a run to the bottom, but now to the bottom is Ashwin Boyd in the 10. Ashwin Boyd back in the number 10 car this season for Evernham Motorsports. Right now he has the top spot, as meanwhile a fight goes on for second. Trent Dunham goes on by James McLeod and actually is going to have a run for the lead. Here he comes. As I'm looking around the field to see who all is slow. And a little bit scattered, little distances here and there, but it looks like Charles Sanford is slightly off, definitely off the pace. Same with Alex Gray. Galligan's just getting held up, and that's going to cost him, but Matt Haas is also a tad bit off the pace. Same with Fiegel and Thoreau, just slightly. Preston Plord, just a touch off the pace, and everyone else is still up to speed. Trent Dunham led that lap, but here comes, now in the lead, Joshua Sekuli with William Brock right behind him. As now things are starting to get racy again up here at the front. Sekuli now, first time he has led a lap here today. In the race that he won in Season 3. He is the defending winner of this event. Trying to go for 2 in a row, and now here comes Phil Parker with the run on the bottom. And ironically, the guy who's pushing him is Pichu London, and Phil Parker did push Pichu London to the lead earlier in the day, and Pichu London decided to return the favor at least for a moment. Now he's going to try and battle for the lead, but here comes the 11, rookie James Richardson. James Richardson up here at the front in that number 11 FedEx Express Toyota. And that's the only paint scheme he's going to have all season long. And now here comes Brandon Gonzalez back up to the front. Brandon Gonzalez looking for his already his first career win. Dylan Poteet, however, the living legend, he's up here, and his teammate James McLeod is also right here. If Poteet could get in front of the 51, well, it doesn't look like he will be able to, but I thought they could have worked together to get up to the front since they are teammates. But McLeod trying to get back to the front. Cody Lamas right behind him. And McLeod does lead that lap, as yeah, you can see Sanford and Gray are slow. Same with Haas. Matt McIntyre again losing the draft. I think he may have been held up by Emmanuel Hartnett slightly. Belding's starting to lose it as well. So pretty much everyone on back to Carson Gum, which is about 24 cars, are officially up here in this lead pack. Look at Dylan Young. He's got a tiny buckle on the front end of his car on the hood, and he's still able to keep it going. Oh, but man, they are 4 wide. This is not good. Okay, they settle it out. Good. I thought we was going to get another big wreck from a 4 wide thing going bad, but they settled it out, which was smart. Trent Dunham does lead that lap once again, but here comes Joshua Collard, the Gatorade Duel 2 winner. Gatorade Duel 1 winner, Jake Baskinger's done for the day after he got caught up in the big one about 9-10 laps ago. And look at Dorian Facepuncher making a comeback run. He's back up here in the top 5 after he spun before the big one occurred. But also here comes Joshua Michaels in that number 97 Sharpie Ford. This is the highest I've seen him run all day long. And speaking of guys running up the highest for the first time today, Johnny Gardner, who does have some right side damage, he's still running, and he's up here at the towards the front of the field. Huge move by both Trent Dunham and Dorian Facepuncher, maybe trying to go by the 97, but Facepuncher is going to force the issue a little bit. And is trying to go for third, and Michaels now takes second. Zachary Fitzwater now up here in the 5th position with help from Cody Smart to try and get up here. double Dylan connection right there. Dylan Young and Dylan Jacobs kind of working together up here. Dylan Jacobs is the most recent Daytona winner in this field. He won the Coke 0400 in Season 3. Looking to go for 2 in a row in Daytona and also to get a Daytona 500 win. But he's still got quite a bit of work ahead of him to get up to the front. Also, got to keep in mind, if we stay green the rest of the race, we may see another pit stop occur. Right now, Joshua Collard has a steady lead over Joshua Michaels. Dorian Facepuncher in third. Fourth, Cody Smart, and then a battle for fifth, and it looks like William Brock's going to take it. So that's the top 5 currently. But here comes Trent Dunham to try and break up that party. Dylan Jacobs following suit along with Phil Parker, Pichu London. As it seems like Pichu London and Phil Parker have worked up quite a good working relationship in this race. But then again, it's your friends are where you find them at racetracks like this. As now the main car pack is sort of scattered in several directions. 25 cars are all trying to keep themselves afloat, as it's turned into a little bit of single to double file towards the front. But now Dorian Facepuncher's got a huge head of steam trying to take second away from Joshua Michaels. Less than 15 to go, and I saw up ahead Sanford and Gray, and I got a feeling if everybody continues to run for about 5 more laps, I got a feeling these leaders are going to encounter Charles Sanford and Alex Gray here very, very soon, since they are both off the pace. It might be sooner than that because those two are in the middle of 1 and 2, and the leaders are about to head into turn 1 right now. Collard into turn 1, Sanford and Gray off of 2. And also just ahead of him is Matt Haas. And then we got a little 6-car pack back here with Hartnett, Fiegel, Plord, Galligan, McIntyre, and Thoreau. These guys are definitely hoping for a quick caution to get back up to the pack. Pichu London now finds himself up here in the second spot, and they are rapidly closing in on the 03 and the 49. And I got a feeling unless those two let the leaders go on by, in which it's not looking likely because these two have been side by side most of the time, but nobody's got really a clear advantage. They've just been side by side stagnantly for so long. I got a feeling they're going to cause some problems for the leaders. But it will help to make the pack tighter, that's for sure. We'll see how that turns out as Pichu London trying to take the lead. As they are there to the 03 and the 50. Let's watch this. Oh, but some cars coming into pit road. McLeod is in. Gum is coming in. Minnick, Lamas. So now the main pack has, for the most part, collapsed into each other again to where they're all close together. But the middle lane is actually getting the bigger run now because the high and the top and bottom are getting held up. And Collard was able to go through the middle to take the lead back. But they also still have Matt Haas ahead. And he is slow. But also, I believe, yeah, we are now into the stage where it's green flag pit stops. The final stops for the day. And here comes pretty much everybody in this pack except for a couple of cars. Michaels and Facepuncher stay out. And man, you could tell they were so slow because of the two slower machines. Next time by, it will be 10 laps to go. Face Puncher now to the bottom to try and take that top spot. So yeah, I believe that these two are the only ones to have not come in the pit road just yet. But I got a feeling when they do, that will be the final pit stop of the race, because I think they should be good on gas for the rest of the way. And here they both come. Face Puncher came in ahead. But it is going to be interesting to see if these two can keep themselves afloat in the pack. But out of that first group of cars, or actually the second group, Joshua Collard got out first. Looks like side by side of who got out in the first group between Carson Gum and James McLeod, but they're going to find themselves back up to the top three. That will eventually be the top three, and they're going to go zipping on by. Although Carson's getting held up, and now McLeod gets held up, so now this is going to turn into a 6-car pack. Llamas and everyone else are kind of scattered. As things are trying to get settled out. And cars still trying to get up to speed. Michaels and Face Puncher end up losing a bunch of time. So it looks like potentially, unless a quick caution comes out, it looks like it's only going to be these 6 cars that are going to settle it out for the win. Trent Dunham, Cody Smart, Paul Minnick, Carson Gum, James McLeod, Joshua Collard. Although they are getting ready to close back in on Alex Gray one more time. And you gotta wonder if he's going to hold up that entire pack in hopes of helping the 48 and company try and somehow reel back in the top 6. But I don't know. I mean, less than 9 laps to go. I just don't think they're going to have enough time to catch him, because they're all also in a formation up here. So I don't think it's likely that anybody else is going to be able to challenge these 6 cars. But Trent Dunham currently holding that spot. Like I said, Dunham has a long storied history with this track. He has never won here on this channel to my knowledge. And the leaders have caught Alex Gray, and Alex Gray's holding up the high lane, and now Paul Minnick is going to take over the top spot with help of McLeod, Gum, and Collard. Now they're going to try and split the 50, so that way they can try and keep themselves afloat up here in the pack. Looks like maybe the next car they could encounter is Johnny Gardner, but Gardner's not really damaged. He is up to speed. It's just he's just by himself, so if they do catch him, he won't be really a hazard. He'll be able to blend in with everyone. But I'm going to try and do my best to do a quick full field rundown. James McLeod currently has the lead, but here comes Carson Gum, who's second. Third, Trent Dunham. Fourth, Paul Minnick. Fifth, Cody Smart. Sixth is Joshua Collard. Seventh, Cody Lamas. Eighth is Dorian Face Puncher. Ninth, Jessica Sheldon. 10th, Pichu London. And this pack is only about 6.5 seconds back to the lead, and they're about to catch Cody Lamas, but I still don't think they're going to have enough time to reel in these 6, because they're just too far ahead and not enough time. It's only 6 more laps. They're going to have to gain over a second each lap if they're going to be able to have any kind of chance to get up to these guys. But Trent Dunham retakes the top spot. Cody Smart now moves up to second. Alex Gray now starting to slip back. Joshua Michaels now leads this pack, and he's in 7th. This is a huge pack of cars. Like I said, they're going to have to work. They are going a lot faster than these 6 cars. They're going at least about 7 miles an hour faster than everybody. But now they have caught Alex Gray, and Alex Gray, unless he moves out of everybody's way, he's going to be a hazard. And yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to catch to the top 6, but they did gain quite a bit of time there. It's like if only there were more laps in the race, they could have made something work. But right now, Trent Dunham has that spot. Joshua Collard starting to slip back quite a good bit. And now they are really catching Johnny Gardner big time now. But now we're coming out here at the line. It'll be 4 to go. 4 laps left in the Daytona 500. Let's try and go back to the big pack, Michaels. Let's see if he gained any time. No, he actually lost time, and that was a result of having to deal with the 50. And also the pack kind of got scattered because of that. But now we have a new leader, Paul Minnick, to the front. James McLeod and Carson Gum going to maybe try and make it 3 wide, possibly for the lead. Maybe not. They couldn't get a big enough run on the 9. But now they have caught the 41 of Johnny Gardner. Let's see what's going to happen with the 41 here. It looks like he should be able to just blend in with the pack since he's not off the pace. And it looks like he will be able to blend in. 3 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Paul Minnick has the lead. Carson Gum right behind him. Cody Smart in there too. Trent Dunham, James McLeod still up here. Joshua Collard still kind of within reach. He is just hoping that he can get a big suck up to the back bumper of one of these cars so he can get back into the picture. The next car that they could end up encountering is Charles Sanford, but I don't know. It'll be close. But right now, Minnick has the top spot. And it's going to be 2 to go here at the line. 2 laps to go in the Daytona 500. And now cars are going to go for some moves on the bottom. 3 wide for the lead. Cody Smart's going to have the advantage, running that bottom with help from Trent Dunham, Johnny Gardner, and James McLeod. Collard slowly reeling them back in, though. Don't count out Joshua Collard quite just yet. Cody Smart has that spot, but here comes Trent Dunham. Johnny Gardner trying to get back on the lead lap, but James McLeod, he might get a bit of an advantage here, as he's right behind the 41. Unless the 1 can somehow clear the 51, who knows what can happen. 3 wide at the line. White flag is out in the Daytona 500. 3 wide. 2 of them fighting for the lead. McLeod and Trent. Minnick pushing the 51, and Joshua Collard is up here battling for the spot. Oh, and there was some smoke up ahead. Might have been an accident in turn 3, but they keep it together. But they have caught Charles Sanford. Oh, and Minnick, he's trying to make it work, but he's going to end up getting held up. I don't know, it's going to be close. McLeod's still trying to find a way around. McLeod does have the bigger run on the outside as a result. Coming down, checkered flag waving. James McLeod wins the Daytona 500 at Daytona. What a way to end Daytona Speedweek with a great race here at Daytona. And James McLeod gets his 4th career win in the series, 1st of the season. Congrats to the 51 team. Man, what a ride this race was. And let's look at the rest of the results. Paul Minnick was so close. If it hadn't have been for Charles Sanford getting in his way, he could have had this race won, but he still comes through with a great finish in the 2nd position. Carson Gum, what a comeback run for the 19. He got caught up in the big one, did get involved, and somehow finishes in the top 3, finishing out in 3rd. Highest finishing rookie, Cody Smart, finishing in 4th. And Trent Dunham was so close to breaking his Daytona curse in this channel, but still gets a 5th place run, so no need to be ashamed right there. Joshua Collard with a great run in the 6th position. But man, that 7th place pack on back tried hard to catch them. If only there were about 5 more laps, they could have caught the leaders and it could have been a little crazier. But Zachary Fitzwater still gets a solid run in 7th. Joshua Michaels finishing out in 8th. Brandon Gonzalez 9th. And then James Richardson finishing out in 10th. Rest of the top 20 was Dylan Jacobs, Dylan Poteet, Anthony McCrory, Dorian Facepuncher, William Brock, Cody Lamas, Jessica Sheldon, Ashlyn Boyd, Joshua Sekuli, Pichu London. Rest of the top 30 was Phil Parker, Sean Galligan, Charles Belding, Matt McIntyre, Dylan Young, DJ Curtis, Dylan Thoreau, Emmanuel Hartnett, Preston Plord, Tim Fiegel. Everyone else that finished were a lap or more down. Johnny Gardner, Matt Haas, Charles Sanford, and Alex Gray. And everyone else was out of the race after the first and only big one of the race and the only caution. And they were Rafael LeDuc, Chris Dollerton, Jonathan Zorline, Seth Cole, James Qualls, Zach Flickinger, Jake Baskinger, and Benjamin Miles. Well, that does it for our coverage here today for the Daytona 500, and that concludes Daytona Speedweek. Next race will be Las Vegas, and also the Domino's NXT series will be running that same day. So be on the lookout this Monday for another doubleheader for Domino's NXT and Marvel Studios Cup at Las Vegas. But until then, here are your results, rookie points, and regular points heading into Las Vegas. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.